with you.
Hey, so glad you came back. Now, by the time you watch this, this is going to be the day after my eye surgery. So, 9 times out of 10, I'm probably in the bed right now trying to recoup, right? Not sure how my vision is. I'm hoping it's good. I hope you hope that I hope it's good, right? But I wanted to make sure I got some videos out there for you guys you could watch. And what I did today, I did a beer can chicken because I realized that I did not have that on my channel. Even though I make it a lot, I didn't have it on my channel. Also, I'm also using the Alabama white sauce that you saw in the previous video in this one, okay? I like the flavor of it, and I'm going to be dipping my chicken into it, okay? So you get to see how everything comes together. So what I have here, this is my chicken, my beer can chicken. You can't see it that well, but check the thumbnail, you'll see what I'm doing. Got my white sauce, okay? And you take some of this chicken, dip it in the white sauce. This happens to be the thigh meat right here. Oh yeah. And tangy. So I'm gonna get some more while you're playing. Because I'm not sure how my appetite is going to be after the surgery, but oh yeah. And try this out. You're going to enjoy it. Hey, this is Shrashira. That's the best elevated music I ever heard. The first thing we're going to do is get our brine ready, okay? We're going to be brining this chicken. We're going to brine it overnight, okay? You can brine it, as little as, a couple hours. But I'm going to see how close to 24 hours I can get it. Yeah, it's probably going to be about 16 to 20 hours, but we'll see. Now I'm going to show you how I'm going to make it. Now what we have here is some poultry seasonings. Now this is pre-mixed, right? It's a southern blend, so it has like your onions, your garlic, your paprika, a little bit of salt, pepper, various veggies. But I didn't make this. This was pre-blended. Here I have about a tablespoon of thyme, a tablespoon of black peppercorns, right? And here I have 3 bay leaves, okay? And then here I have about 1.5 cups of light brown sugar, or you can use golden brown sugar. You can use regular sugar, granulated sugar, that's fine, okay? I have just shy of 1 cup of salt. And here I have roughly about 1.25 cups of orange juice. Now, I'm just not using any orange juice. I'm using Sunny D because I like the little tanginess that Sunny D has. So we're going to put these in the pot and we're going to bring them to a boil. Now let me tell you how it works. Now I can't remember, right off the top of my head, if I ever explained how a brine works. Okay, it's a flavored salt solution. Okay. And you submerge your meats into it, for as little as 30 minutes, depending on the meat, to as long as, I've done it up to 48 hours, okay? And what happens is the salt concentration in the water, it pulls, right? It pulls the moisture out of the meat and replaces it with the moisture or the liquid that's outside the meat. And it's going to keep doing that. It's going to keep that transfer going until the mixture, the solution that is in the inside of your meat matches what's on the outside of the meat. So whatever flavors you put in the water or in the brine is going to be the flavors that are inside of the meat. Okay? Now, will this make your meat salty? No, it won't. Not the meat. Now, if you use the drippings from the meat to make like a gravy, now there's a chance that could be salty. But the meat itself, it won't be salty, but it'll be heavily flavored by whatever ingredients you put in the brine. Right? So keep your brain meats going. So think about all the possibilities that you could put into the liquid to get it into the meat. And brining also helps keep the meat juicy, okay? Because you're introducing additional liquid to your end product. Now let's get this boiling. So our water's starting to warm up, getting little bubbles here. Let's add our peppercorns and our thyme. Our poultry seasoning. Okay. Bay leaves. Gotta add the salt. Carefully add our brown sugar. You don't want to splash. Add in there. And then our orange juice. Stir this up. And you want to make sure that the salt and the sugar have dissolved. Now once this starts to boil, we're going to turn it off and let it start the cooling process. So as you can see, we got a little boil here. Now at this point, we're going to turn it off. Turn the heat off. Right? The sugar has dissolved. The salt has dissolved. Now we're going to start the cooling process. So I have my bowl, 2.5 gallon bag, some ice in it. I also added ice to the brine. So now we're just going to dry this off. I've already washed it. Get it nice and dry. And then we're going to tenderize it a bit. Okay. Cut a few of these unwanted strands off. I don't want them. Now I have a meat tenderizer, and you want to hit it. You want to hit it everywhere. Because you want to make sure that the brine gets in there. Right? Now, put it in our bag. Head side down. Right on top of the ice. Now let's get our brine. Now we're going to put some more ice on top. Even though this is going to be cold, you know, in the refrigerator, we just want to give it that extra temperature drop. Okay? And do not put hot brine on raw meat. Right? So let's start adding this in. Okay, see what we got. You want to make sure that your meat is completely covered. let me change containers here. So because of the size, I put it in this big pot. So we don't want any spillage. Now, this goes in the refrigerator, and we'll see it tomorrow. All right, so now I've taken the chicken out of the refrigerator. It's been marinating, or well, brining, right, for about 20, 21 hours, okay? And to stand it up, I'm going to be using this, okay? You put your beer can in here, and you know me, you got the blue can, right? And this is half filled with beer. It's going to go in. I'm going to set the chicken right on top of this, right? And while that's getting close to the room temperature, I'm going to start heating up the smoker. But before I do that, let me show you how I put this chicken on the stand. Now, before we put it on the stand, we want to give it a little more seasoning. We're going to go back to the poultry seasoning, the pre-mixed blend, right? Poultry seasoning. Now, you can season this with whatever you want, okay? It's up to you. I'm going to just add some of this to it. Yeah, this thing's playing around. Add some of this to it. There we go. Make sure we get the wings, the breast. Now, I should have put something down because it's all over the counter. Right? Turn this guy over. The back. The back of the wings. Alright. Now we're going to put this on the can, on the stand here. And to do that, it's real simple. You just, the open cavity at the bottom, just sit it on it. Right? There you go. You don't even need to truss it. Just sit it there, and look at that. It just sits there. And we're going to put it on the smoker just like this. And we're looking at roughly about a 2 hour, maybe 2.5 hour smoke. Okay, we're going to be using, well here, I'll tell you, give me a sec. So we're going to be using primarily lump charcoal and briquettes, okay? I'm using briquettes for the staying power, okay? I'll be adding some lump charcoal for the extreme heat that comes off of them. And I want to harvest that heat, okay? Now also, I'm going to be adding, I think I'm going to add some apple wood to it, okay? Just not much. You don't want to over smoke it. Maybe a couple chunks, maybe one chunk every hour, right? And that's all I'm going to need. And then, you know, I'm going to put my probes in it. I'm going to put one probe in the breast, one probe in the thigh, okay? I want the breast to hit at least 165, and the thigh I'll be comfortable at 175, maybe even 178, okay? Just to be safe. Because when I pull it off, it's going to continue cooking a little bit. What I don't want to see is blood in the chicken, right? So that's why my temps are so high like that. It'll still be juicy because it was brined, and you don't have to worry about getting people sick, all right? So let me get out here and get the smoker percolating, and then we'll get the probes in here, and we'll put it out on the smoker. All right, let's get this chicken on. Add the probes. Oh, big baby. Okay. She might have to come from the side here. On this side. And the height. There we go. All right. Breast going in number one. Thigh number two. Cool. That goes down. We're all set. Yeah, it's about an hour and a half in. Yep, hour and a half in. It's looking good. Quite nice. Oh yeah. It's about 150 degrees. We got about 15 degrees more to go. Alright, we done here now. I'm gonna take this bad boy off. Alright, careful not to burn myself. There we go. Take it inside. So we can rest. Alright, let me take these probes out of here. Why does the camera make it look so dark? What the I need to up my light game. It is not that dark. What the Alright, well. And now we're going to let this rest for about 20 minutes. Maybe 30 minutes. Probably 30 minutes. So just been resting for about 30 minutes. Let's go ahead and carve this bad boy up real quick. Okay. Cut through here. Right. If you've seen my other videos, you know, you've seen how I've carved these things up. You know, it's pretty simple. Right. If you've cooked it properly, it will almost carve itself. Alright. Pop the joint. There we go. Just follow the meat. It'll come right through. Yeah. That joint pop. There we go. Oh, there it is. Okay. Now we're going to get the little wing here. Pop it. Comes right off. Let's get this other guy here. Pop the joint. Look at that. It comes right off. Cut between the joint. Off. Let's get the breast. Side of the keel bone. Right down. And you just follow it. Right? Follow along the rib cage. And you pull away from it. And you'll get it. See that? Turn this to the other side. You know, you want to make sure you have a sharp knife, as always. You know, for safety purposes at least. Right? So you just pull away from it. Follow the rib cage. There we go. Okay. Now, the thigh and the leg, right near the center. Cut between the two. Pop the joint. There it is. Cut. Okay. There's a nice little piece. We'll put that on the plate. Maintain the skin that goes on the plate. Okay. Let's do the other one. Another way to do it, you cut right down, center, and then you pull it open till it pops, the joint pops, so you can see where to cut. Right there, straight through. There's another one. Okay, turn it over. Skin. There we go. Now the wings, same thing. Right in the middle, cut, pull it apart, and it'll pop right in the joint. You can cut through. Now you can leave the little flappers on if you want, but it's not necessary. Let's get the other one. Down. The flapper. Down. Move it apart. I'm not going to save the flappers on here. Don't need them. Now, the breast, cut them on the diagonal, right? Try to maintain that skin if you can. That's why you want the skin to be crispy You know, so it's easy to cut and it'll hold. Okay, it's that. We add this to it. There. Okay, this next one. And cut on the breast. There you go. Kind of hold the skin a little bit to make sure it all stays intact. And you know, you cut it this way so you make sure everybody gets a little piece of skin. Okay? Eat this. Yep. Now let's get this plated up. So here's what we have. We have our beer can chicken. I've cut it up. There's our Alabama white sauce. We're going to be dipping that into it. Hey, if you like this, hey, give me a thumbs up. Hey, try it for yourself. Check out the recipe. Hey, if you're not already subscribed, hey, subscribe. Join the peanut gallery. You know, we have a lot of room for you. Hey, if you can, share me out. Right? Hey, also, follow me on Instagram. Okay? Shrashira on Instagram. Right? I try to let you know every time I put a new video up. Okay? That being said, the Shrashira, and I'm out because I'm about to eat.